begin with the spirit phase. Spirit phase is composed of the growth, then we'll do gain energy, and they pay for our power cards. So now let's begin the new round 4. So we'll go to the spirit phase and we'll do growth. So for Shadows Flicker Like Flame, I'm going to reclaim my cards and gain a power card. So I'll take the cards from the discard pile and add it back into his hand. And he gains a new power. Terrifying Nightmares. Now this is a major power, you can see. And so what this power does, it's a fast power. It has a range to 2. You add 2 fear and you can push up to 4 settlers or towns. And if you have 4 moon tags, you also add an additional 4 fear. So in order to get a major power, I have to forget one of his minor powers. So look through my cards and let's see what to get rid of. It's really hard to get rid of cards because all these powers are pretty useful. But I'm going to remove Visions of Fire and Doom because its major power is very similar, except it's more powerful than Fiery Doom, which only push 1 settler town. So I'm going to discard this town out of the game. So this card is no longer in use. It's been forgotten. So that's part of his hand. Now do Lightning Swift Strike's growth. He's also going to reclaim cards, gain 1 power, and gain 1 energy. So let's take the cards out of the discard pile and we'll add it back into his hand. And we'll gain a new power. This is called Entrenching Apparitions, a fast power, a range of 1. You can defend 2. That means you can defend against 2 damage against the land. If no invaders are present, they can gather up to 2 settlers to that land. It's good power. And I gain 1 energy. So I gain 1 energy. Now it's time to do the gain energy phase of the spirit action. So Lightning Swift Strike would gain 2 energy because there's 2 energy here on this track. And Shadows Flicker Like Flame, he gets 3 energy. So he gets 3 energy. So now let's start choosing our powers that we will be using this turn. So Lightning Swift Strike, we're using, of course, Lightning Boon to speed up Spirit's power. That takes 1 energy. And of course my favorite, Shatter Homesteads. That takes 2 energy. And the Harbinger of Lightning. That's a slow power, but since I have a purple tag, I can make it fast. And I can push up to 2 Dahan. And I get a fear if I push 2 Dahan into a town or a city, a land with a town or a city in it. That takes no energy right there. Well, now let's do Shadows Flicker Like Flames power. You would do Crops Wither and Fade, which you add 2 fear, and then you can place a town with a settler or replace a city with a town. Takes 1 energy. And he's going to do his next power, Concealing Shadows. You can see his hand limit is 2, so you only use 2 powers this turn. So you have 1 fear, and any Dahan will take no damage from Ravaging Invaders this turn. More of a defensive card. Let's do that one. Now it's the fast power order. So, of course, you use Lightning Boon, and we use discarded energy. And this will make any 2 powers of Shadows Flicker Like Flame to a fast power. So use that one. And the next one we'll use Shatter Homestead. So you discard 2 energy. Don't generate 1 fear. So I'm going to generate 1 fear. And now I get to destroy a town. So for Shadows Flicker Like Flame, now that it's slower power turned to a fast power because of his Lightning Boom power, discard his 1 energy. And I do Crops Wither and Fade. So first I generate 2 fear. So I generate 2 fear. 1, 2. Now I'm going to use the power to turn the city into a town. So I turn this city into a town. What I'm going to do is next is I'm going to use Harbinger of Lightning and push to Dahan. So I push Dahan. So I push the Dahan from B3, this desert. I push this here and this here to the wetlands where the town is. And according to the card, if I push Dahan into a land with a town, which is a town here, I get to generate 1 fear. So I generate 1 fear. I use the shatter homesteads and destroy a town. So I use a 2 energy, generate fear as part of the card beginning phase, beginning power, and I destroy this town. And when a town gets destroyed, it generates another fear. So this fear gets into the fear pool. Look, now the fear pool is empty. So now it resets, all the fear goes back, and I get a new fear card. Put that right here for the next turn. So in Concealing Shadows, I do generate 1 fear, and the Dahan would take no damage from ravaging invaders. So you can see on this track, he's going to ravage the wetlands. So let's protect the wetlands. So I use a power to protect this wetlands from these invaders. So these Dahan will be protected. I also need to generate fear from this card. Now what's the invader phase? Just made a first. We're not going to do the blood island effect. Now we'll do fear effects, and then we will ravage, build, and explore. And then we advance the invader cards. So now I have a generated fear card, so it's time to use it now, because we're now doing the invader phase. So now we do the fear effect. So this fear is, we're still in terror level 1, so each town will destroy its own settler in its land. It's called scapegoats, so let's go and do that. So this town here will now destroy his own settler here, so the settler is destroyed. This town here will destroy the settler, and there's no other towns. So let's do the invader phase now. So he's going to ravage the wetlands, build on the jungles, and explore the sand. So let's go do that. So they'll ravage the wetlands. This town does 2 points of damage. So thus, that's enough damage to cause a blight. So we'll take 1 blight from the blight pool, and we'll add it to his wetlands, so his land is not blighted. And since his land is blighted, this presence is now destroyed. But the power defended these Dahan. So Dahan is defended. And now they can fight back. So each Dahan does 2 points of damage. So they will actually destroy this town. And destroying a town causes fear. So add another fear to the fear pool. Now they'll build on the jungle. On the jungle you see there's no town. There's only explorer. So we'll build a town here. The settlers here and here, so they'll build new towns right here. And here. This jungle here is protected. So now we'll do sands explore. So these 2 sands are adjacent to this town. Oh, this sand is used as town, so it gets a new settler. This sand gets a new settler. And this sand will get a new settler. So now the invader's turn is done. So advance the settler track. Here, jungle is not a ravage. Sands be built. And jungle be explored. Now it's time for the slow powers to be used. Now Shadow has no slow powers to use, so that's fine. Lightning, Swift Strike has no slow powers. So that phase is over, no slow powers. And we end the round with time passes. Everything resets. There's no damaged cities or no damaged towns. So now time passes and it's time for the next round.